Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through your ex's profile, staring at their latest post and feeling that sting in your chest? Maybe they look happier. Maybe they've moved on, or worse. Maybe they're trying to make it seem like they have. And there you are, stuck between two thoughts. Do I unfriend them and erase them from my life? Or do I keep them around just in case? This is the moment where so many people hesitate. You don't want to seem bitter, but you also don't want to give them the satisfaction of thinking you still care. You tell yourself that keeping them on your feed is harmless, that you're just being mature, that it doesn't really affect you. But deep down, you know that's not true. Every time their name pops up, it stirs something inside you. Whether it's anger, sadness, jealousy, or longing, their presence is still taking up space in your mind. And if you're hoping to get back together, unfriending them might feel like slamming the door shut forever. A part of you wonders, what if they reach out? What if we could fix things? What if I unfriend them and it ruins any chance of reconciliation? But here's the real question. Are they giving you peace, or are they keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth. Social media is not just an app on your phone. It's an open window into your mind. It's a direct line to your emotions, to your healing, or to your suffering. Every time you see their face, their name, their life, it does something to you. It triggers emotions. It reopens wounds. It keeps the past alive when you're supposed to be moving forward. Think about it. How many times have you felt fine, only to suddenly see their post and feel a knot in your stomach? How many times have you been making progress, only to spiral back into old emotions because they liked a picture or posted something that seemed like it was meant for you to see? So today, we're breaking it all down. When should you unfriend them? When should you keep them? And most importantly, what's the right move for you, whether you want closure, peace, or even a second chance? Because this decision isn't about them, it's about you. It's about your healing, your growth, and your ability to take back control over your emotions. So if you're ready to take that step, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose what brings me peace. Let it be your declaration, your truth. And before we dive in, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a game changer, and you don't want to miss a second of it. Let's get into it. Number 1. Unfriending helps you heal faster. The hardest part of a breakup isn't just losing the person, it's losing the habit of them. You were used to their presence, their updates, their stories, and the way their life was once intertwined with yours. And now, even though they're no longer in your life the way they used to be, their digital shadow still lingers. Every post you see feels like a tiny stab to the heart. Maybe it's a picture of them smiling, looking unbothered, making it seem like they've moved on effortlessly while you're still processing the pain. Maybe they post something cryptic, and suddenly you're stuck analyzing whether it's about you. Maybe they start following new people, tagging someone in a post, and you feel that rush of jealousy, even if you don't want to admit it. It's emotional torture, and yet so many people refuse to hit that unfriend button. Why? Because deep down, we hold on to false hope. We convince ourselves that keeping them around is the mature thing to do, that it doesn't really affect us, that we just want to see how they're doing. But let's be honest, that's not true. Because here's the thing, healing requires space, and space means removing the things that keep reopening the wound. You can't truly move forward while still being tethered to the past. And when you're seeing their posts, their comments, their new adventures, it's like ripping the scab off before it even has a chance to heal. Unfriending isn't about being petty. It's about protecting your peace. It's about choosing yourself over the temptation to check in on someone who's no longer a part of your life. It's about taking control of your emotions instead of letting an algorithm dictate how you feel that day. Think about it this way. If you were trying to quit a bad habit, would you keep it right in front of you every day just to test your self-control? If you were recovering from a toxic situation, would you keep exposing yourself to it, hoping it somehow hurts less? You wouldn't sit outside their house peeking through the window every day, right? So why do the digital version of that? Healing isn't about pretending the past didn't happen. It's about making sure it doesn't control you anymore. And if seeing their life unfold in real time is keeping you stuck in emotional loops, then it's time to take action. If your goal is to heal, to move on, and to get your emotions back under control, cutting off their online presence is one of the most powerful steps you can take. It's a choice that says, I refuse to let this hold power over me anymore. So, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my peace by letting go. Let that be your truth, your reminder, your commitment to yourself. Number 2, keeping them keeps you stuck in the past. Every time you see their posts, your mind goes back to the moments you shared, back to the memories that once felt unbreakable, back to the version of them that maybe, just maybe, you're still holding on to. And here's the real danger. You're not just seeing their posts, you're reading between the lines. Who are they with? Do they look happier without me? Are they trying to make me jealous? It's exhausting. One post, one comment, one picture, and suddenly you're spiraling. Instead of healing, instead of focusing on your own growth, you're stuck analyzing their every move. You start trying to decode hidden messages, searching for clues that might mean they miss you, or worse, that they don't. And for what? What does it actually give you? Closure? Nah. Peace? Definitely not. It only keeps you emotionally invested in a chapter that's already ended. Because here's the hard truth. As long as you're watching their life, you're not fully living yours. You might tell yourself it's harmless, that it doesn't really bother you, that you just want to see how they're doing. But deep down, you know the truth. Keeping them on your feed means keeping them in your head. And keeping them in your head means they still have power over you. And why give them that power? Why let a person who is no longer part of your present keep a grip on your future? Because the longer you keep them there, the more you stay in the past. Think about it. When you hold on to old clothes that no longer fit, they take up space in your closet, right? When you hold on to old texts, they fill up your phone's memory. And when you hold on to an ex through social media, they occupy space in your mind. Space that should be yours, not theirs. If you truly want to move forward, you have to stop looking backward. And sometimes that means closing the digital door for good. But let's be real, unfriending isn't easy. It feels final. It feels like you're making a statement, even if no one else sees it. And a part of you might hesitate. What if they notice? What if they think I'm being immature? What if they reach out? But ask yourself this. Do their opinions matter more than your peace? Because this isn't about them, it's about you. Your growth, your healing, your ability to reclaim your life without being emotionally tethered to someone who has already walked away. And let's be honest, if they really cared, if they really wanted to be part of your life, they wouldn't just be a name on your friends list. They would be there, showing up for you in real life. So why hold on to a digital connection that isn't real? Social media gives people access to our lives. And when you keep your ex in that space, you're giving them the ability to influence your emotions, whether you realize it or not. They get to appear on your timeline, pop up in your notifications, remind you of what was, and make you wonder about what could have been. But you're not going backward. You're not staying stuck. You are moving forward, and that means making a choice. Do you want peace, or do you want a constant reminder of what's already gone? Because you can't have both. So, drop this affirmation in the comments. I release the past to make room for my future. Let that be your truth. Let that be your decision. And most importantly, let that be your freedom. Number 3. What if you want them back? Should you keep them? Now, let's talk about the other side of this. What if deep down you're still hoping for a second chance? What if you think unfriending them might ruin any shot of reconciliation? It's a real dilemma. You don't want to seem like you're bitter or overreacting, but at the same time, every post you see stirs up emotions that keep you stuck in the past. A part of you wonders, if I unfriend them, will it push them further away? Will it make them think I don't care? But here's the truth. Keeping them on your social media won't bring them back. Think about it. If someone truly wants to be with you, they won't base that decision on whether or not you follow them. They will feel your absence. They will notice the shift in your energy. And if they truly care, they will reach out. Most people believe that staying connected is a way of keeping the door open, but in reality, it does the opposite. When they still have access to your life, when they can see what you're doing, who you're with, and how you're feeling, it removes the urgency to take action. Why? Because they don't have to wonder. They don't have to ask how you are because they can see it. They don't have to check in because your posts already give them the answers. They don't have to make the effort to reconnect because, in their mind, they never fully lost access to you. And that's where things get tricky, because when you keep them on your social media, you're not giving them a reason to truly miss you. You're allowing them to be a silent observer in your life without requiring them to show up. But what happens when you take that access away? What happens when they can't casually check your profile to see what you're up to? When they realize they no longer have a window into your world? That's when curiosity kicks in. That's when they start to wonder. That's when they feel the full weight of what it means to lose you. Because here's the thing, sometimes unfriending sends a stronger message. It signals that you're not waiting around, that you're not leaving the door open for them to come and go as they please, that you're moving forward with or without them. And trust me, nothing makes someone reconsider a loss more than realizing they've truly been left behind. But let's be clear, this isn't about playing mind games. This isn't about trying to manipulate them into coming back. This is about reclaiming your power. You might be thinking, but what if I unfriend them and they never come back? Ask yourself this. Would you really want someone who only comes back when they feel like they're losing control? Because if someone truly values you, they won't need a social media reminder to realize your worth. They won't need to keep tabs on you to figure out how they feel. They will know, and if they don't know, then they were never really yours to begin with. So if your goal is to get back with them, don't rely on social media to do the work. Rely on becoming the best version of yourself. Focus on your own happiness. Focus on your own growth. Because at the end of the day, the most attractive thing you can do is show that you're thriving. Not because you're trying to get their attention, but because you genuinely love yourself enough to move forward. That's what will make them wonder. That's what will make them rethink their decision. And that's what will make them come back, if they're meant to. But if they don't, then you'll know that letting go was the right choice. So I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am worth more than a follow. Let that be your truth. Let that be your decision. And let that be your reminder that your worth is never defined by someone else's attention. Number 4. If they've moved on, why keep watching? One of the worst things you can do to yourself is torture your heart with their new life. Seeing them with someone else, even if you try to pretend it doesn't bother you, leaves a mark. You tell yourself you're just checking in, just being curious, just seeing what they're up to. But deep down, every new post, every smiling picture, every subtle update triggers something inside you. Maybe they seem happier. Maybe they look like they've moved on effortlessly while you're still dealing with the emotional wreckage they left behind. And the worst part, you keep watching. You keep scrolling, analyzing, overthinking, letting their life dictate your mood. But here's what you need to realize. Most of the time, people only post what they want you to see. Social media is a highlight reel, not reality. They might be struggling, they might be lonely, they might be putting on a show for the same reason you hesitate to unfollow them, to prove something, to seem like they're thriving, to convince themselves they made the right choice. But their posts won't tell you that. Their carefully chosen captions, their curated pictures, their sudden glow-up, none of it gives you the full story. And even if they are doing well, what does it matter? Why give yourself false pain over something that might not even be real? Marcus Aurelius once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that for a second. How much of your suffering right now comes from reality, and how much comes from what you've imagined? Because that's what happens when you keep watching your ex online. You start creating stories in your head. You analyze their smile, trying to determine if it's genuine. You see a new person in their photos and start wondering if they're in love. You take bits and pieces of their life and turn them into a painful narrative that keeps you stuck. And for what? Let's be brutally honest here. If they've moved on, why are you still watching? If they've chosen to start a new chapter without you, why are you still stuck reading the old one? If they are no longer a part of your future, why are you holding on to every digital trace of them? You deserve better than that. You deserve peace. You deserve emotional freedom. And the only way to get that is by choosing yourself over your curiosity. Because that's really what it comes down to. Curiosity. That tiny voice in your head that says, just check once. That urge to scroll through their page, just to see. That moment of weakness where you convince yourself that looking won't hurt, even though you know it will. But let's be real, it always hurts. It keeps you wondering, it keeps you comparing, it keeps you questioning your own worth based on what someone else is doing. So why keep putting yourself through that? Why keep watching someone who is no longer watching you? Unfriend, mute, block if you have to. Do whatever it takes to free yourself from the weight of their online presence. Not because you're bitter, not because you're trying to prove a point, but because you love yourself enough to stop feeding your own suffering. If they've moved on, it's time for you to do the same. Not just in words, not just in theory, but in action. Because the truth is, the longer you hold on to their digital presence, the longer they hold space in your mind. And that space, that energy, that's meant for you, for your healing, for your happiness, for your future. So drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose my happiness over my curiosity. Let that be your decision. Let that be your power. Because at the end of the day, your peace is worth more than a follow. Number 5. Social media should be for you, not for watching them. At the end of the day, social media should be a tool for your growth, not a window into someone else's life. Think about why you even have social media in the first place. Is it to stay connected with friends? To share your journey? To learn? To grow? To express yourself? Or has it become a silent battlefield where you constantly measure your healing against someone who is no longer a part of your life? Because if you're still checking your ex's profile, still reading between the lines of their captions, still letting their posts dictate your emotions, then you're not using social media for yourself. You're using it to stay trapped in the past. And that's not what it's meant for. Social media should be a space where you focus on your own journey, your own happiness, your own glow-up. Not a place where you get stuck comparing, questioning, and overanalyzing someone else's choices. But let's be honest, most people don't realize they're doing this. They scroll mindlessly, thinking it's harmless. They tell themselves they're just checking in, just being curious. They convince themselves that keeping their ex on their feed isn't affecting them. Until one day, they come across a post that hits differently. Maybe it's a picture of your ex looking happier than ever. Maybe it's a quote that feels like it's directed at you. Maybe it's a post that subtly suggests they're moving on. And suddenly, that casual scroll turns into an emotional spiral. Your heart sinks, your mind races. You start wondering, are they really over me? Was I that easy to replace? Did I ever even matter? And just like that, your day is ruined because of one post. But here's the thing, it didn't have to be. If they weren't on your feed, if their presence wasn't lingering in your digital world, that moment wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be sitting there feeling the sting of something that was never meant for you in the first place. And that's what people don't realize. Keeping your ex on social media isn't just about staying friends. It's about keeping the door open to unnecessary pain. So why do we do this to ourselves? Because deep down, there's a small part of us that isn't ready to let go. A part that hopes they'll notice us. A part that wants them to see how well we're doing. A part that secretly craves their validation, even if we'd never admit it. But here's where you have to ask yourself, is their presence in your online world bringing you peace or keeping you in pain? Because if it's the latter, you already have your answer. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." And that's exactly what happens when you keep living in someone else's shadow. You're not fully living your life. You're keeping a part of yourself stuck in a place that no longer serves you. You deserve better than that. You deserve to wake up, open your phone, and feel good about what you see, not be hit with reminders of what you lost. You deserve to post for yourself, not in hopes that your ex will notice. You deserve a social media feed that inspires you, supports you, and reflects your growth, not one that pulls you back into old wounds. And listen, unfriending your ex isn't about being petty. It's not about sending a message. It's not even about them. It's about you. It's about your healing, your mental peace, your ability to move forward without unnecessary distractions. Because here's the truth. If your ex wanted to be in your life, they wouldn't need a follow button to do it. So why let their digital presence hold you hostage? If keeping them on your feed is stopping you from stepping fully into your own life, then you already know what you need to do. So let me ask you one last time. Is their presence on your social media bringing you peace? Or is it keeping you in pain? If it's keeping you in pain, then it's time to let go. So I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I take back my power today. Let that be your decision. Let that be your turning point. Because the moment you stop using social media to watch them and start using it to empower yourself, everything changes. Now that we've broken it all down, The decision is in your hands. Unfriending your ex isn't about anger. It isn't about revenge. It's about you. It's about protecting your peace, moving forward, and making space for the life you truly deserve. So, if this resonated with you, don't just think about it. Take action. And let me know in the comments. Are you keeping them, or are you cutting the cord? Let's talk about it. And before you go, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss another powerful lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take back your power.